Hi, third graders. Today we're going to be going to Unit 1 reading packet. So make sure you find your packet to follow along with me. Our learning target we're going to hit today is I can compare and contrast two selections. Compare means how are they alike? And contrast means how are they different? So let's just review quickly. Yesterday we talked about biographies. What do you remember about biographies? Think. Okay, let's review. Reasons why these people are famous. Why did somebody write a biography about them? We learn facts in biographies about the people. We learn information about the person's life. These are true stories because they're nonfiction, so there's true events listed there. We learn when they were born, what age they were when they died. We learn about all about their life. We learn when they passed away. All those things we learn in a biography, what impact they also made on the world. Yesterday we read about Galileo. And remember, we learned that he is called the father of science because he is the first person to, when he looked into the telescope, he saw that the earth was not the center of the world or the universe. People thought he was crazy. So we learned about him and we read his story. Today we're going to read another biography. We're going to read a biography about Albert Einstein. In your packet, please follow along with me. Albert Einstein. New paragraph. Albert Einstein is the father of physics. He studied the nature of the universe. Like Galileo, he changed the way we think about life. Einstein was born in Germany in 1879. He died in New Jersey in 1955. Right, so if we just look at this paragraph, we can see that we learn when Einstein was born and when he passed away, where and when. We also see this sentence, like Galileo. That means they are comparing how they are alike. They are like Galileo. He changed the way we think, right? Let's go to paragraph 2. I know it's a new paragraph because there's an indent here. Einstein was a poor reader as a child. He was not good at math. He did not even like school. Teachers said he was a bad student. All that changed when he grew older. He learned that school is important. He learned how new ideas can help the world. As a young man, Einstein worked in an office. He studied math in his time off from work. He loved to study then. He wrote a book in his spare time. His book told how time works. Like Galileo, he used reason to understand nature. So here, in both cases, we see a comparison between the two men. Einstein was not free in Germany during World War II. He escaped to be free in America. He became an American. Here is a picture of Albert Einstein. Down here, we call this the caption. If we look in the caption, Albert Einstein once said, "Look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better." Notice the quotation marks. This is what Albert Einstein said. So when we look at the two texts, we can see how they are alike and how they are different. I can see that, like Galileo, they both changed the way we think. They both used reason to understand nature. If I want to find something that's different about these two men, I could look and say, this Galileo was born in Italy in 1564. Over here, I can see that Einstein was born in Germany in 1879. So Galileo is older than Einstein. I can also do something that is the same, is they both were not born in the United States. Okay? If I think of something else that they were different about, is that here Galileo was a free man, and then he got locked up because people didn't believe his ideas. Where here, that was different for Albert Einstein. He was not free in Germany during World War II, but then he escaped to be free. So they kind of flip flopped like that. If you look at this page in the packet, it helps us think about how they are alike and how they are different. And we don't have to actually write in here. We can just use a highlighter even and just think about it. How are the subjects of each biography alike? Well, I will tell you that in both biographies, because we know this about biographies, is that we learn, and I'm going to write it for both of them, we learned when they were born. Sorry, that's not very good handwriting. It's hard to write with the mouse. We also learn about their life and how they impacted our world. How are they different? Well, we know that he was born in 1879. And if we go back and look when Galileo, Galileo was born in 1564. This diagram is just helping us think. Can we talk about how these texts are the same, comparing them, and how they are different? What features of the genre do these include? We just talked about that a little bit up here. We learned when they were born. Yep. We learned when both passed away. We learned where. We learned the impact on life. We learned a little bit about their characteristics because Albert Einstein, he had to persevere. He didn't like school and then he changed and he liked school. And then we learned that about Galileo, that he was brave because people didn't believe his ideas, but he didn't stand down. So if you think, we found 6 things that all were with the genre. Why should people read biographies? Well, we can learn about history. We can learn from our mistakes in history. And we can see how people impacted the world. It helps us see things in a different light and put perspective on our world. Okay, so let's just go back here and think about this is our learning target. I can compare and contrast 2 selections. So that's what we did today. And maybe today you would like to read 2 different biographies and think, how are the people in the biographies the same? What things do they have that are similar? And how are the people that you read about, how are they different? When we think about 2 texts, we become a stronger reader. Remember to read today.